Hello coin collectors, welcome back to the All Change review, and we have what I can easily say is the collection that's been most requested for over the last year for coins to review, and that is of course the Beatrix Potter collection. Now, Helen Beatrix Potter was born in 1866, and she was a keen natural scientist and conservationist, and through her detailed study and drawings of fungi, or mushrooms if you will, she became respected in the field, but unfortunately not too listened to, as due to the Victorian values on her sex, her findings were dismissed before even being read. But because of this legacy and her conservation work, we have some lovely pictures of mushrooms here. Though of course, only kidding, it would have been actually awesome if they'd concentrated on that part of her work instead, but she will always ultimately be remembered for the collection of short stories of various different animals, the most popular of course being Peter Rabbit. Though it is actually true about the mushrooms, Beatrix was an avid naturalist and conservationist, and through her work she bought loads of farms in what is now the Lake District to keep them working, along with her own hilltop farm, and also she became a prize-winning sheep breeder as well, among other things. And on her death she actually donated the land all to the National Trust to keep and preserve. But anyway, we're actually here today for these 5 coins, which were released in 2016 to mark the 150th year since her birth. And I'm using my folder here, and if you're wondering about the order, this is actually the order I found the coins in circulation as well. But for the Beatrix Potter ones, we of course have Peter Rabbit, Mrs. Tiggy-Winkle, Jemima Puddle-Duck, Beatrix Potter Writing, though officially it's Beatrix Potter Portrait, is what is listed on the Royal Mint website, and Squirrel Nutkin. And they were designed by Emma Noble, who works on the Royal Mint engraving team. Now, I say designed because they are straight copies of the original pictures done by Beatrix Potter, which are iconic in themselves, and of course I can't think of any other way they could have actually designed and used them. But it isn't easy to turn a 2D watercolour into a 3D coin relief, and Emma herself said while Peter Rabbit was her favourite, Mrs. Tiggy-Winkle was the hardest, as she doesn't actually have much shape. But they are lovely coins and lovely designs as well. Now, I don't know if you've ever listened to any of the Beatrix Potter stories. They're currently free to listen to on the BBC Radio iPlayer app if you're in the UK. And they're good stories, and obviously so, because it's why they're still popular over 100 years after the first publication. And I recommend giving a couple a listen to, though Squirrel Nutkin is a bit vicious for a kid's story, but then he had it coming to him. Anyway, let's move on to the facts and figures. The mintage figures and values for these are a little bit all over the shop, and when Peter Rabbit coins first came out and released up in the Lake District, they were going for about £10 each at the time. But they all started high, and then when it was kind of obvious that there was going to be a lot in circulation, the prices just sort of dropped on them. And then a few months ago, the Royal Mint actually released the mintage figures, which were as followed. For Peter Rabbit, there was 9,600,000 released in circulation. Mrs. Tiggy-Winkle, 8,800,000 released. Jemima will come back to in a second. Beatrix Potter Portrait, 6,900,000. Squirrel Nutkin, an even 5 million. And Jemima Puddle-Duck, 2,100,000. Now, for some reason, there are some sites saying Jemima Puddle-Duck is the 4th rarest coin in circulation, but for some reason, they're not counting the Olympic coins that were released. This is most likely probably just to keep the price up, because most of the people saying this are also the people who are selling them as well. But if you do count the Olympic coins, it drops from 4th straight down to 23rd. And while 2,100,000 isn't a high mintage figures, the prices that are going with it just really don't match up at the moment. Looking online at the last 5 of these sold from circulation, they were going for the following. Peter Rabbit was going for 88 pence. Mrs. Tiggy-Winkle was going for 82 pence. The Portrait was going for 80 pence. And Squirrel Nutkin was going for 95 pence on average. But Jemima Puddle-Duck is currently going for about £8.90, which is just really high at the moment. If this price will stay the same, I don't know. But what I do know is we have 4 more Beatrix Potter coins being released for 2017. So only time's going to tell on this one. And just as a whole set as well, looking online, the last 5 sold from circulation, they went for an average of £13.28, which actually has jumped up a little bit in the last few weeks for some reason. Now, before I wrap up for today, I've just repositioned the camera quickly because I just want to point out one slight annoyance I have with the Royal Mint, and you won't actually often hear me criticise them, but I did pay good money for this lovely folder, and I knew after 2017 I'd actually have to get another one as well for all the new coins that were being released. And there was a nice slot here at the bottom for the only coin they seem to be planning to release for 2017, Isaac Newton, which is actually a pain to get a hold of at the moment, but that's for another video on another day. But then the Royal Mint said they were releasing 4 new Beatrix Potter coins, and there just isn't space. This folder is actually now full, which we can only assume means they were caught out by how popular these Beatrix Potter coins are actually doing, and almost cashing in a bit by releasing another 4. But with 24 books released by Beatrix Potter, with a lot more characters than that in it, I personally don't think we've seen the last of the Beatrix Potter set with the 4 that are going to be released in 2017. But again, time will tell, and we'll see on that one. So, as we come to the end of today's Oil Change review, we ask, have you got this full set? And what do you think of these Beatrix Potter designs? Let us know in the comment section below, and if you found today's video informative, please like and subscribe. But until next time, coin collectors, thanks for watching and keep collecting. Bye!